Here's a question for you. One candidate running for president has given 35 live interviews, some with, some without his vice presidential candidate as of yesterday. The other candidate, zero live. Should American voters care? And more importantly, do they care? I saw this graphic, Will Johnson, yesterday on Fox, and it really struck me. I'm going to show it to you in a second, as so absurd. Not the fact that they put the graphic up, but the content of the graphic. We're 2 months out from the election, almost exactly now. And it's been 50 days since Kamala Harris was crowned privately as the nominee of the Democrat Party without ever receiving a vote. And then a month later, she selected Tim Walz, who never got a vote, as the vice president. So for the first time in American history, and it's not a joke, you've got two candidates running on one of the major parties that nobody ever voted for, ever, in this role. In that time period, Trump has been giving press conferences every day, at least one. So has J.D. Vance. Check out this. Now, wait a minute. I got to give some clarification.
Okay.
The one interview for Harris Walz, the CNN 41-minute interview that no one was allowed to see, that no one was allowed to see the transcripts from. They then edited it down to 18 minutes and released it later. All the other news organizations are asking, can we see the rough cut? No. Can we see the transcript? No. And that counts as a media interview? That's not a press conference. That looked to me, honestly, like a political operation where you sat down with your PR agent, who happens to be named Dana Bash, who didn't ask one tough question and followed up on zero questions, right? Here's my question for you. 35, and that was yesterday morning. They're probably at 38 by now. Harris Walz have zero press conferences, and yet the polls are more or less tied. How in the world, we're going to talk about the polling in another story. How in the world are they getting away with this?
You know what, Barry? I know we're live right now, and we're live on Facebook. And there's certain topics that, before in the past you would get censored or banned or blocked or, just completely destroyed because you talked about it. And I'm gonna try to talk about this in a roundabout way because I don't want to be the reason why, we hinder American Truth Project from reaching millions of people because we're telling the truth here, and that's the way it should be. They're doing this because Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are completely idiots. I think it's safe to say. I think we all agree, even those on the left, they're complete idiots. And as long as they're complete idiots doing word salad, they're going to block them from doing any interviews or any press conference, anything to keep them out of the media, because they'll say that President Trump will take it and put it in an ad campaign and use it against them. The very fact that they're even thinking that and saying that, no, they're acknowledging that Kamala Harris is a complete idiot. But Barry, a bigger problem is that they don't care.
That's my question.
They don't care.
Why?
Because they have it locked down already. Listen, we're going into November. They should be talking to every camera, every reporter, every constituent. They should be talking to every single person winning their vote. Kamala Harris, you just mentioned it. Kamala Harris got into the position where she is right now without a single vote. And Tim Walz.
It was a coronation.
Yeah, without a single vote from the American people, they are there. First time in American history, never has happened before. We're looking at full-on communism. They're going to go into November, and you know what, Barry? Even in November, guess what? They still don't need a single vote. Do you understand what I'm saying? They won't need a single vote. They can win this whole thing without a single vote. They did it with the DNC, and we will be sadly mistaken to think that they will not attempt to do it again. They did it to Joe Biden. 2024. They did to President Trump, 2020. I hope people understand what I'm saying. I hate to be the bearer of bad news here. And I'm not saying that all is like we just need to give up because they're going to do what they're going to do. I'm not saying that at all. I'm hoping that you and I are talking about it, that we can come back to this video after November and you can say, Will Johnson, you were wrong. That's my hopes. But as it stands right now,
you better be wrong, because that means it's the end of democracy in America.
It's the end of this country. Our constitutional republic would be burned. She's already said on day one that if she doesn't get what she wants in the first 100 days, that she will do an executive order to eliminate, to suppress your Second Amendment rights, which in returns means that you will no longer have free speech. She's already come out multiple times saying that, like Elon Musk, people with these big tech companies, they should be held responsible for not policing free speech. And all of us right now, you and I, millions, 160 million people, probably 180 million people that's even engaged in this process together, knows that something is wrong with her. And because all of us said something, she's going to come after us just like they did in the 1940s, Germany. We're on their target list. We've already been labeled domestic terrorists by the FBI. They're already looking at parents for sticking up for their children. They don't want you to speak out against the sodomy community. They're coming. And it's this most disgusting, terrible thing that ever happened. And it's like a nightmare that's just getting worse. Now, I pray that I'm wrong, Barry. I really, truly pray that I'm wrong. But she did without any votes now. Who's to say she needs to get votes again? That's the reason why they don't care. That's why they don't care.
You are Mr. Scrooge today. And by the way,
man, I hate to be that way.
You better be wrong.
I want to be wrong.